Hey guys, welcome to another segment on the Scorpion Temple. You know who it is. Happy holidays. Christmas is coming up really soon, and this year is flying by so fast. Pretty soon we'll be in 2025. I just want you guys to keep in mind that even though December is flying by like an airplane in the sky. Okay, that rhymed. Okay, I'm stopped. Take the necessary time that you need to take care of your mental health. Self-care, self-love. Just looking yourself in the mirror every day and saying, God, I'm beautiful. I'm smart. Today is going to be a good day. I can do this. It's those little things that you tell yourself in the privacy of your own space that can do so much for your day. And for that moment, and just being able to do it minute by minute, second by second, moment by moment, day by day. Taking it one day at a time. If you're healing, you got this. I just want to touch up on healing. If you're really healing, a healing journey is not easy. You have so many things that you are doing outside of your healing phase while trying to keep, a sane mental. You think that the lows are bad, the highs are the only thing that's good. No. I came to tell you that the highs are good and the lows are good. It's okay to have low moments. It's okay to have more highs than lows. It's okay to have more lows than highs. But the whole objective of the healing is to have more highs than lows. You're going to have those days where you're just like, I really don't feel like getting out of bed. I don't feel like talking to anybody. I just kind of want to curl up, I just want to curl up in front of the TV and just watch my favorite show, eat my favorite snack. I don't feel like answering my phone today. Like, it's okay to kind of just self-isolate, but not too long. I want to say that, for a couple of hours, it's okay to self-isolate if it's for the right reasons. If you're really trying to focus on something, or maybe you're not having a good day, or maybe a memory kind of sparked up in your mind and it kind of triggered you. It's okay to take those necessary steps to kind of refresh and replenish yourself and stuff like that. Staying off social media, anything that can influence a negative response in your mind for that moment. If you are having a low, is a good thing to do. Anybody that calls you and has negative things to say, or something that does not fit in your realm of healing, it's okay to kind of block that out for that moment or that day until you feel better. Because I always try to tell, people that reach out to me, if they're having a low moment, how are you going to be able to receive anything positive or anything renewing or refreshing or rejuvenizing to be able to uplift you during your healing phase if you're receiving negativity, if you're receiving judgments, if you're receiving criticism, if you're receiving, oh, I got a problem with this, I got a problem with that. It's okay. Now, I'm not saying it's okay. It's not okay to help your friends out where it's needed, but don't forget to take care of you first. And if it causes you to, I really don't want to talk to them right now, all you have to do is send them a text and say, hey, I saw your phone call. I will call you back. I'm spending some time to work on myself, or, doing some self-care. You don't even have to say myself. You could just say, I'm doing some self-care right now, and I will contact you a little later when I get out of this, focus point or this mindfulness. and those things like that. And if they don't understand, then that person is, they won't understand because they're not taking the necessary steps for whatever case to actually be improving their healing journey or their self-care or self-love or whatever the case may be. Like it's those things. So, but most people understand what it is to have moments that you just need to kind of just X out whatever is going on in the world. Take a day off from work or a half a day, do a half a day at work or whatever the case may be. And, kind of just spend some time with yourself. If you can't spend time with yourself, just you and yourself, then how is somebody else going to spend time with you? Like, you have to love yourself first before you can love somebody else. And there's a lot of people that's walking around saying, oh, I love myself, I care for myself, like this and that and the third. But if you draw back all the pages of their book, if you take down the mask that they're wearing, that they've worn out over time, you'll see that everything that they reflect on others is how they feel about themselves. And I'm just going to leave that. So I have to tell you guys, my healing journey has been a tough one. Maybe it's time for me to be transparent about some things. And I'm going to do my best to be as honest and as transparent and as forthcoming as I can in this moment, because I'm actually still healing, but it's not as hard. I've literally been jumping over obstacles, these little bumps in the healing phases that kind of feel like they take you out. Like, you're gonna, like I said, when you have low moments, you can choose to either stay in that low moment or and make it a state of mind if you stay there, or you can choose to have that one little temporary feeling or temporary thought or temporary moment. Let's just put it like that. And then come out of that. Do whatever you can to come out of that and not make that permanent. It's only temporary. So I'm depressed right now. I'm sad right now. I'm confused right now. I'm lost right now. And when I say I'm lost, there's a difference between being lost and saying I'm lost, okay? It's kind of like borderline confusion. So I'm lost. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm supposed to go this way or that way. I don't know if I'm supposed to go up or down. Okay, now this is turning into stress. Because I really want to do the right thing, but now I don't know what to do. Or confusion. Why did they do that? Why did they say those things? If this was really true, and this is how they really felt about me, then why did X, Y, Z, elemental P, A, B, C happen? And I didn't even get closure for that. So now I have to close that door myself. How am I going to do that? Where am I going to go from here? What am I going to do? What does the future hold? Outside of a Christian aspect, outside of, what we learn in the church about, trusting God and putting our faith in God and everything like that, those people that are non-believers still ask that question. We tend to stem the answers around God this, God that, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But what about those people that don't believe? Like, it's easy for people that believe to be like, okay, I got to lean on God. Okay, I can't lean on my understanding. And go to the Bible, quote scriptures, read the Bible, listen to sermons, put on some gospel music, reach out to the church member that prays over them or prays for them, or, go to Bible study or go to whatever the case may be. and get that pouring back into them. But what about the people that don't believe? Or what about the people that just actually gave their life to Christ and they still don't know where to go? They still don't know what they're doing. They still don't know what to say. They still don't know how to look or how to present themselves or who to turn to when they're having an issue and or just needs guidance or uplifting or encouragement or whatever. What about those people too? Those people matter. And so the question is neutral between non-believers and believers and people that are just giving their life to Christ and still trying to find direction. Somebody told me during my healing phase, and I mean, they said this to me twice in my most vulnerable state. Don't let that person have dominion over your life. I don't know how I quoted that verbatim, but it stuck with me. And my pastor did a whole sermon on dominion, and we even have a song that's called Dominion and all of these things. But outside of that, he said that, and it kind of resonated with my spirit, and I was just like, goodness gracious. And then in another instance, I'm just talking about my healing phase, and I'm just talking about what I want to do and what I'm doing and how God is really leading me and guiding me and you know, how I just veer off sometimes, but he always leads me back. And he told me again, don't let that person have dominion over your life. So I'm coming to tell you the same thing that they told me. Don't let that person have dominion over your life. Whatever the situation is, don't let the situation have dominion over your life. Don't let the circumstance have dominion over your life. Don't let the person that might have hurt you and left you have dominion over your life. Plant seeds of encouragement in a person that doesn't know how to encourage somebody. Plant seeds of kindness into people that don't know how to be kind. Pastor actually broke down the difference between being nice and being kind. Y'all have to go back and look at the sermon to be able to do all that. Understand that. But plant seeds of love in the people that don't know how to love. Some people think that love is a feeling. If I don't feel this, I am not in love. To me, love is action. It's literally getting up every day, choosing this every day. I love myself. Do you wake up every day and choose yourself? Now, out of a selfish mind state, just in general, do you wake up every day and choose you over the negativity, over the criticism, over the judgmental comments or perceptions of others? Do you wake up every day and choose you? Do you wake up, do you go throughout the day taking care of you? And I'm not even talking about from a hygiene standpoint. Yes, we have to do that. Don't go nowhere smelling bad. But outside of hygienic, do you take time with yourself? Do you look yourself in the mirror and say, you are beautiful? You are smart. Look at where you've came from. And look at who you are now. Look at what you're doing. Look at where God is taking you. Or if you're not a believer, look at where you're going. Look at who you are. Look at who you were. You were this back then. You were that back then. You drunk, you smoked, you had sex with everybody, you did this, you did that, you cussed everybody out, you mean mugged everybody, you was fighting everybody. barely had any friends, it's okay to keep your circle small, by the way. Having a large circle of people doesn't define you, and don't let it define you. But really taking the time to care for you, that's love. Because how are you going to be able to love, quote unquote, somebody else if you can't take the necessary steps to take care and love you? And I'm going to tell you, in the healing phase, there is a lot of things that you have to go through. It's a lot. First of all, you have to grieve. When people were telling me that you have to grieve, I'm like, the person's not dead. Why am I grieving? No, you're grieving the situation. You're grieving how it turned out. You might be grieving the person as well. You're grieving all the hurt and the pain and the confusion. You're grieving the moments of good moments captured and bad moments. You're grieving the things that were said, the things that were done, the things that you feel that were taken away from you and you had no control over it. You're grieving every aspect of that situation. I'm talking about every aspect, even the little bullet points in the middle that nobody talks about, everything. And grieving can take a long time, especially when the person is still alive. And you can literally walk up to them and be like, why did this happen? Why did you do this? What? You want that closure. Versus somebody that's passed away, you can talk to them. Their spirit lives on. But they're not going to come back, and they're not going to come back and be like, this is why. So that door is easily going to be able to be shut after you fully grieve that person. And you place them in your heart, and you move on. You carry that person with you versus somebody that's still walking the face of the earth, living and breathing and shopping and sleeping and eating. And it's a small world, honestly. You can run into them at any point in time, and that memory could literally trigger again. Acceptance. Now, I'm not saying the things in order from healing, but also accepting the fact that it wasn't your fault. Accepting the fact, not only accepting the fact that it wasn't your fault, but also accepting the fact that it happened. Accepting the fact that you had no control over that. Whatever happened. Accepting the fact that they were so easy. It was so easy for them to move on, and you feel stuck. That's how I know you're healing. If you got all these questions, if you're trying to analyze everything, you're trying to break it down, put the pieces of the puzzle together to where they fit, to where it makes sense to you, and it still doesn't make sense, you're healing. Versus people that know that there's a situation going on, know that there's an issue, know that they've done this to XYZ, or that XYZ, LMNOP, ABC has happened. And they decide to drop that and move on to the next person or the next situation or run. You're not healing. You're looking for an escape route. You're running away from you. Let me say that again. You're running from the situation. You're running from the person, and you're running from you. So when you're healing, you can't run from yourself. You might I can honestly say during my healing phase, there was a moment, maybe a year or two ago, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, that's not who is that? That's not me. Man, I was looking at myself in the mirror and I said, that is not me. That is not Kiara. Who is she? And I did a photo shoot, a spiritual photo shoot, because I told my photographer my vision. I said, I don't know who this person is. I feel like my identity has been stolen. My last name has been changed. And I never was this person in the beginning, in the first place. Even though my last name has changed, and I'm supposed to be with this person forever. Oh yeah, I'm about to get transparent. I'm walking around and people are calling me this person. Hi, miss, hi, miss, hi, miss, hi, miss. Are you miss? Are you miss? I'm calling to speak to miss. I have to put it on my documents. When I get an award at work, it's on my awards at work. When I graduate, it's on my degree. That name is going to be on there. That's not me. That person never made me feel like I was that person. And made fun of it too. Do you know how difficult and how many things you have to go through to change your name? It's not a one and done. You got to make appointments. You got to go bring your old ID to get a new ID with a new name and a new social security card. You got to wait 7 to 10 business days for that to come in. Then you got to take a new and change all your documents, update everybody in the government system. If you got insurance through your job, you got to tell them you had a life change and put that information in. Wait till it gets... It's a long, drawn-out process, and it never ends. While the other person just sits there and keeps on going. Oh, yeah, I had questions. Oh, yeah, I was wondering why this, that, and the third. And it ain't even about me changing my name. It's about the principle about it. I went through all of this stuff for you, for us, for a life that I thought we had together. How they said, I promise to protect you. I promise to love you and never stop loving you. You are my best friend. You made me feel good about myself and show me so much. And you brought these kids into my life, even when I'm having issues with mine, or even when I can't see mine. And with God, we're going to make it. And I listened to that, I listened. I don't listen to that anymore because it's part, when I say you have to get the bullet points of your healing in every aspect of it, you have to heal from the places that you went to, from the things that you saw, from the things that you said and they said, from areas of a place that you're supposed to be safe and secure. You have to go back to those places and you have to say, let the mind trigger the emotion. Let the mind pull out that file in your brain and say, this is what happened. You can see it dead in your face and relive the moment like it was yesterday. And you have to stand there and you have to heal in that spot. That's how you know you're healing. You have to go to those different places, whether you can talk to the person or not, or the people or not, or the whatever. Go back to that place where it all happened. the good memories and the bad memories, because you have to heal also from the good memories too. I tried so hard to hold on to the good memories. I'm telling y'all the truth. I tried so hard to hold on to the good memories. I told this person, I love you unconditionally without hesitation. I'm going to say that again, because maybe that's healing too. Like I said, you have to heal from the things that you said and they said. I said, I love you unconditionally without hesitation. I don't hesitate to love you because I love you. The butterflies in my stomach and on my head has left. They left. They've been gone before all that stuff happened. But every day I woke up, I chose you. I chose us. Regardless if you was going to work or another woman's house, I chose you. I chose us. Regardless if you were helping me with the bills or not, and I was having to do everything by myself, I chose you and I chose us. Regardless if you told me that I was not deserving of a date night, I chose you and I chose us. Regardless if you told me in front of your mistress that you had been sleeping with the since day 1, but hiding it, and then day 2, 3, 4, 49, 579, 2084. I chose to forgive you and choose us and choose you. I'm telling you, you have to heal from the embarrassment, the insults, the criticism, the judgments, the verbal escalations, the arguments. You got to heal from the laughter, the quality time spent, the intimate nights you guys laid in bed or slept together. You got to heal. Let me tell you something. I had to heal from several different things that really kind of broke me when I talked about it. And I'm able to talk about it now because, like I said, I've been going through the healing phase for almost 2 years. And I'm telling you, I've done a holistic approach. I've done psychotherapy. I've done I've seen a psychiatrist and I was diagnosed with PTSD because of all of this, but I didn't let that get to me. Yeah, I might have PTSD, but PTSD don't define me. Let's go. I might have PTSD because of this shit, but PTSD don't define me. Because I'm going to heal. And once I heal, I'm going to write that book that I've been trying to write for 3 years now. I'm going to write it. I didn't want to start writing my book until I got to the point in my healing phase or my healing journey, that I was able to tell my publisher and my editors, which have been waiting on me to give them the green light, the rest of the story. How can I tell you the rest of the book or the rest of the story if it's still being written? I'm trying to write a book in a journey or in a part of the healing journey where my emotions were all over the place. I was still hurting in several aspects of the whole entire situation. Oh my God. I couldn't even tell them pages 1 through 157 without breaking down. No. If I'm going to tell my story, I'm going to tell it in a good space, in a positive mindset space. Something I can give you X, Y, Z, L, M, N, O, P, A, B, C without minimal tears. Because once you realize what you've been through, after telling somebody what you've been through, and you start remembering it, even though you're healing from it, you start remembering it and then telling people about it, you can shed a couple of tears because you're like, man, I really went through that, but I still, and it might not be tears of sadness, it might be tears of joy. I went through that, but I'm still here. Like the enemy, okay, I said I wasn't going to do from, but I got to say this. The enemy tried to steal, kill, and destroy me through somebody that I loved unconditionally. And he never loved me. He never loved my kids. He never loved me. And the saddest thing about that, screw me, he never loved himself enough to where he could be honest with himself and say, I don't need to do this woman like that. I don't need to do these kids like that. I don't need to do myself like that. I don't need to do my family like that. I got kids my own outside of this relationship, and I want to get them back. I don't need to do this to them. That's how generational curses happen. That's how generations after generation after generation after generation, the shit just keeps getting passed down until somebody decides to stand the fuck up and like, I'm not doing that. My dad did that. My grandpa did that. My great-grandpa did that. But for me in my house, I'm not about to do that. I don't give a damn if we got to go to counseling. I don't give a damn if we got to go to church every day. I don't care I don't care what we have to do, but this is not going to happen. I'm stopping this shit right now. But you got to believe that you're a chain breaker in order for you to break chains. People think, oh, well, I just pray, God, please break a chain in my life. Prayer without works is dead. Yes, you can pray. God wants you to pray. God wants you to seek his face. But you got to also put in the work too. That's just like, God, give me a car. And then you're sitting in front of the dealership and the dealership people are like, what are you waiting on? I'm waiting on God to give me the car. Right there. That's the car I want. Okay, but I prayed for this car. And God's all I have to do is pray and God's going to give me that car. Like he's going to tell you to give me the keys with no money down. The car is fully paid off. I'm sitting here until it happens. What? Prayer without works is dead. Now, not saying that can't happen, but God works through people. You can't tell God what to do. He's going to do what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, for his reasons. When he knows that you're ready for it, ready to receive it. So, you have to go back to what I was saying. You have to go to those moments and those memories and those places and those conversations. And you have to heal from, I'm talking about everything. Godly. You have to heal from everything. You have to go back into your own childhood and say, well, where did I go wrong? Or what happened? Or what? Because you can't put the blame all on this person. Oh my God, he left and my whole life is ruined. No, it had to be something with you too. And that's another thing. Accountability. Instead of pointing the finger at everybody else, they did this, they did that, they did this. A part of the healing journey is accountability. What did I do wrong too? How can I forgive myself and then forgive them for me so I can move on? So I'm not stuck in this permanent mindset, or I'm not stuck in this moment that can turn into a permanent mindset of grief, guilt, shame, blame, disgust, good Lord, everything. How can you? How can you? If you're just, no, they did this, X, Y, and Z, elemental P, A, B, C. I didn't do anything. I was perfect. Pause. No, you weren't. I wasn't perfect. I did some foul stuff too. And other people think that I didn't do as much foul stuff as this person. But I beg to differ. Doesn't matter who I tell. To get my clear conscience and get it, just stop God with all the convictions. I got it. But he hit me with another one. And another one. And another one. Like, God is really working on me. To be able to tell somebody my deepest, darkest secret in fear of them judging that based off that and not seeing me for who I really am and who I've become. I'm telling you, in a moment of my healing phase, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I didn't feel like who I was at that moment. Now I can, today, yeah, people can say, hi, miss, hi, miss, hi, miss. I'm like, hi. Hi. Like, it's whatever. Hi. Hi. How are you? Because that's my last name, but that's not who I am. And that person made it very clear. I didn't belong in that family from the get-go. Hell, they barely belong in their family from what they told me. But if you felt like the black sheep of your family, wouldn't that be enough encouragement to kind of just break some stuff? Not literally like TVs and cars and breaking the houses and shit, but I'm talking about like break stuff that was passed down to you that you didn't even ask for. You didn't ask for your dad to be unfaithful to your mom while they were married, and then a couple of years down the line, they end up marrying the same woman that they cheated on your mom with. What? No, you don't ask for that. That's not your fault. That's not your fault. You don't ask for your relatives to be verbally abusive to you and then make you take on responsibilities as a child you wasn't really ready for, and actually kind of made you grow up a little earlier than expected. That's not your fault. But you know what you can do? You can change it. You can let your kids not go through that. You can stop doing stuff to your wife and your husband and straighten the fuck up. You can do that. Do the necessary work within yourself to stop all that and ask God to guide you and lead you into the direction that he has for you, and continue to seek his face every day. Not sit up there and say, okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to seek God's face between 2 and 4. And then after that, I'm going to hit the club and dance like a stripper. No. If you really want to do it, then do it. If you fall short, then you fall short. Ask God to return. Look, repent, turn, and ask God to keep directing your path, because he knows that we're going to mess up. He knows that we're going to slip up. He knows that we're going to sin. But one thing you can do during your healing phase is you can ask God to renew your mind and your heart. The sermon series that we're talking about is Receipts. And it's talking about the fruits of the Spirit. And this past Sunday we did self-control. It takes a lot of work to do self-control. That's all I'm going to say about that. But when you're healing and you're serious about seriously healing, and I'm talking about from healing from all the stuff you never asked for that was passed down to you, healing your insecurities and your lack of your self-esteem, low self-esteem, and low self-confidence, and all of these things. Go back to where, if you can, whether in your mind or in reality, go back to where it all started and pray. Or I promise you, if you go back to where it all started or where you remember it started, your brain is going to trigger a memory. Start from there. Start from that very moment that you remember, going back to wherever you went. And start your healing phase right there. And then I'm telling you, if you start your healing phase right there and are actually serious about actually healing, like healing internally, like when we get cut, our bodies have to heal from the inside out. And that outside is a scab. And we can easily take something, our nails or whatever, and pick at it, and then it comes off and we have an open wound again. And then it's going to attempt to heal again, and we could just keep picking at it, and then it's going to be like, okay, it's going to heal, but it's not going to scab over. It's going to leave a scar. When your healing phase gets to the point where you want to pick at it because it becomes too hard or difficult in that moment, find something else to distract you. So that way you're not picking at that scab, opening up new wounds, opening up that same wound and creating a scar. That scar will forever be there. Allow it to heal naturally. Allow those low moments to flow. If you got to cry, cry. If you got to get upset, get upset. If you got to throw something, hopefully it's yours, throw it. But don't stay there. After you have your moment, push yourself out of that state of mind and go do something that's going to help you do self-care or practice self-love, or going to encourage you to in a positive state. If you like reading. If you like listening to music, as long as it ain't nuck if you buck to where now you're sad, now you're mad, now you're ready to fight. No. Something that's going to really change your mood, change your mindset, change your atmosphere. If you're into holistic healing things, get you some incense. Burn those. Put on some soft music. Meditate. The tears might roll then too, because you're releasing all of that negative energy and all of that stress and all of that worry and that shame and that guilt and that. But you need to do it by yourself. Allow yourself a moment to yourself without any distractions so you can do that for yourself. Because if you have distractions, if you have kids running around, if you have a person, you want groceries, whatever, interrupting that quality time with yourself, you're not going to be able to do it. It starts now. It's now or never. You're either all in or all out. It's not even worth a try if you're not all in. Because once you start this healing phase, it's going to have oh my God, it's going to have some bumpy, you're going to be battling yourself. No, I don't need to cry. No, F that person. F this situation. I'm not remembering that. I don't even want to talk about that right now. You're going to have moments where you're not going to even want to talk about it. It hurts so bad, you don't even want to talk about it. I'm just being honest. It's going to hurt so bad, you're going to be like, oh my God. Calling yourself stupid, mad at yourself that you even subjected yourself to this stuff or even allowed that to happen. It happened for a reason. Isn't that kind of like hard to accept that it happened for a reason? Like people be like, everything happens for a reason. And you be like, I know dang well this did not happen for a reason. What was the reason? To hurt me even more? To make fun of me? To laugh at me? To embarrass me? To make me feel like I'm crazy? I'm losing my mind? I'm telling you, I was in that phase of the healing journey. I was in that phase, and I actually checked myself into a mental hospital for 72 hours because I thought I was going crazy. I kept seeing infidelity after infidelity after infidelity. I was like, something is wrong with me. I can't even satisfy my man mentally, emotionally, and intimately, I guess, because he's looking for it elsewhere in multiple people. There's something wrong with me. I need to go get seen. That lady told me in that place, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not crazy. Like, you're coming in here for these things because they manipulated you and gaslit you so much that you're thinking that you're crazy. That's the whole object, to think that you're crazy. You're not crazy. All the emotions that you're feeling are valid. So we're not going to keep you here. They didn't give me no medicine. We're not going to give you no medicine. You're not crazy. You can go home, back to where you feel safe. But this was not this year. This was like, I think 2 years ago. Go back home and get yourself together. Let yourself feel those moments. You're not going crazy. Like, the healing phase, the healing journey is serious for those people that want to take that ride. It is a roller coaster. I'm on an emotional roller coaster. That, and I know I didn't sound good, but, thank you, God. That's another thing. In your healing journey, everything that you do, or just about almost everything that you do, you're going to find something wrong with it. So just now I did that. And that's the phase that I'm in right now in my healing journey, is actually getting out of that mindset of quote unquote, beating people to the punch, to where I was so receptive of negative comments and something that I did wrong every day, even when it was a good day, that now when I say something or I do something, it's like my brain responds with that comeback. Like, I just sung, right? And I know I wasn't going to sound good, but I was literally like referring to the song Emotional Roller Coaster. But I decided to sing it, and then my brain automatically triggered my mouth to send a signal to say, I know I didn't sound good. You have to really change. You have to really work on your mind, especially if you've been through psychological abuse. It does something to your brain. It shrinks your amygdala and all of these things. It shrinks your hippocampus and it expands your amygdala, which can cause short-term memory loss, and it could cause a whole bunch of things. A negative response, like your body to respond negatively. It can also cause a delayed response. So your brain's trying to catch up with what it really wants to say. And if you've been around somebody that talks like 99 miles a minute, they're really fast at talking and getting their point across. That's because their brain is operating and processing normal. But when you had psychological damage to the brain, it takes it longer to respond. So you might have people that stutter. They can hear themselves saying it in their head. But as far as articulating it's like, well, I know I'm supposed to do this. I was supposed to go to the grocery store and buy hamburger meat, hamburger buns, lettuce, tomato, pickles, and I was supposed to also get mayo, I think. You see how I started stuttering right there in the beginning, and then it just flowed towards the end because my brain was trying to catch up with what I was trying to think. It's psychological abuse is, oh my God. It's the worst. And it actually takes longer to heal and recover from psychological, emotional, and mental abuse than it is physical abuse. Yes, physical abuse does something to your psyche, but take out physical abuse, somebody just beating the shit out of you, and replace it with just fucking with your mind. Every day, all day. Telling you they're somewhere when they're not, making you think you're crazy. Telling you that they never said something when you know for a fact that they said it. Now you're second guessing if you even thought it right. You're like, wait, what? Did you really? No, did he really say it? Did she really say it? Did that really happen? I don't know. God, did I really go there, or was I at home? When you said you were going to the grocery store to pick up hamburger meat, you didn't go. You stayed at home and you watched Orange is the New Black for like 4 hours. I went to go get that ground beef and I brought it home. You didn't go. And one part of your brain is like, yes, you did go, because I remember seeing the total. The total was like 1342. But they said that you didn't. I remember watching Orange is the New Black. But why? What happened? Did I really go to the store? Did I not? That's fucking with somebody's mind. When they know damn well that they did not go to the store. It was the opposite. They stayed at home and watched whatever. And the last thing you remember watching, or they remember you watching, was Orange is the New Black. But you went to the store to get the ground beef and bring it back. But they switched the story and made you think otherwise. And did multiple times to where you thought that okay, your body is not at ease because it knows something is off. It just can't pinpoint what is off. That's messing with somebody's mind. That's psychological abuse. And it makes it harder for other people that have pure intentions when they come into your life and they're actually telling you the truth. Now they feel like when they get to know you, they feel like they got to show you proof that this is really happening. They got to tell you over and over again that this is really happening, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. Validate your feelings, reassure you, uplift you, encourage you, remind you to stop talking negative about yourself. These are all stages and phases of the healing journey. But I'm telling you, it takes a strong person. I'm going to say this again. It takes a strong person to help somebody get through that. Because it is exhausting for the person that's going through it. So just imagine if it's exhausting to the person that's going through it, the person on the outside that's trying to help them walk this walk and get to the finish line of their healing journey, how much it is exhausting to them. But it takes patience. It takes kindness. It takes understanding. And it takes understanding. It takes understanding. It takes understanding. All I'm going to say, it takes patience and understand. And it takes compassion. Because, man, you could get so tired of telling people, no, you're beautiful. Why do you think that you're ugly? Like, what is going on? Just because they did X, Y, and Z, elemental P, A, B, C, doesn't mean that that's you. You're worthy of this time. You're worthy of somebody telling you thank you for doing these things. You didn't have to do it. But you're still trying to fight yourself. Freaking Mortal Kombat every day. Scorpion and Sub-Zero up in this bitch. Like, it's every day. You're going to lose sleep during your healing phase. It's going to be moments where you're not going to be able to sleep 7, 8 hours. There's going to be moments where you're not going to want to eat. You're probably going to lose weight because you're not eating. I come to tell y'all guys, I lost so much weight the first part of my healing journey. I cried and didn't want to eat so much. But I come to tell you now, as far as December the 11th, 10th, I'm eating. I done gained 8 pounds. I'm smiling a lot. I'm able to sit in the house by myself and watch a movie and be okay with it. I used to hate being alone. Because when I was alone, that's when my mind would wander. That's when my mind would take the trips down memory lane, or something would trigger, or But I had to embrace those moments, honestly, to get past those moments. And maybe this podcast is a part of my book. But I had to embrace the healing phases. I had to embrace the grieving stages, and I had to embrace the healing phases in my healing journey. That's why I named my business Love How You Heal. Because at the end of all of this, just think of it. When you're in a healing journey, you're a caterpillar in a cocoon. And however long it takes you to blossom into this beautiful butterfly and escape from that cocoon, and you get to fly free, finally. You were something that couldn't move, barely could talk, barely could think for himself, barely could do things that you enjoyed. And God shielded you, protected you, guided you, leaded you, healed you, delivered you. And then he released his child to be able to go free, be free. Because who the Son sets free is free indeed. Y'all stay blessed.